You're live. We live, baby.
We live, baby.
We live.
Go to your Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you. I just keep us together.
Oh no, Facebook ain't did it yet.
There we go. There we go. Two. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
We are live.
Okay.
We are live.
We live, baby.
We are.
Live and direct.
Y'all phone on. Hey, loves. Welcome to Missionary Mack Podcast, where I, along with my homegirls, talk about all things related to love, sex, singleness, self-improvement, and the pursuit of happiness. Each week, we will discuss topics related to young professional women, related to our everyday lives, and some of our favorite pop culture, social media, and entertainment issues. The goal is to help you grow as we continue to work on becoming the best version of ourselves. You can check us. Let's get into today's episode.
Hey.
What up? What up? What up? What
Look
up,
at my
what up,
Shelby.
what
She
up,
be
what up,
ready.
Let me on her. Hey y'all. Hey loves. We're back again. This is episode 4 of Missionary Mack. Today's episode is entitled "It's a Whatchamacallit," right?
It's a what? Whatchamacallit.
So yeah,
That's
so
actually very good.
I actually like
that
this
was
song
good.
though.
I had
I
I'm
actually like that.
I'm gonna tell y'all how for Miss Sequoia Johnson. She's back for another week with me.
You know it, boo.
And then to my right, I have the two bravest men in the city of Louisville.
I feel like
Everybody's so scared to come over
They're
here.
gonna kill us on live.
It's not gonna be so
two
bad.
of our young Black educators, Devontae and Lance, they have decided to grace us with their presence today. So I'm so excited for y'all to be here.
Since you use the word grace, are y'all gonna show us some grace at least?
Of course.
I'm so chill right now.
Poison grace. I got you.
Poison grace.
Now we may take it easy on you, doesn't mean they are.
Lives
No.
going in, ain't they?
They're going. It depends. They might like you. If they don't, they'll tell me if they don't like you.
Well.
Okay. So what you do this weekend?
Whoo-wee, this weekend. What did I do? I didn't do much this weekend. I was under the weather, so I didn't do too much this weekend. However, one thing that I did do was prepare for my event that I have coming up on November the 10th. So anybody who have heard of Poise Events is we're going to be hosting our next soiree Saturdays, November the 10th. We'll be hosting it at Majestic. So that's pretty much what my weekend was about. That's it. About it.
What's up?
What y'all do?
What y'all do?
I didn't do nothing but referee like 10 games this week.
Okay.
Work. Help
that's
with the
what I
kids.
did. I love tax-free money.
That's right.
I know that's right.
We all do.
I don't like tax-free money. I ain't doing nothing this weekend, man. Chill with the kids.
That's
Crib,
right.
You know?
That's right, Daddy.
Daddy,
Well,
daddy.
That's right.
My
Daddy.
weekend was interesting to say the least. It's definitely going to be on a dating disaster
Dating
segment.
disaster?
Damn.
But it can't go on this week because I'm still too emotional with it.
I sent the text this weekend and I
4 weeks
was
running on
not
disasters.
ready.
I always
You
have
focus
one.
running on disaster.
I always have a dating disaster, but this one, anyways, the weekend ended up being salvaged. I'm just saying, I can't tell everything. It's too fresh. I texted Sequoia. I was like, girl, I already got the dating disaster story.
Oh, no.
But as the days went on, I was like, nah, I got to give it some time to.
Does this dating disaster come after just one date, or is it like
No, it's
a series of dates? Like,
Well, it
It
can
could be
It can go both ways.
I
It
feel
can
like
go both.
whatchamacallit is a series.
Should be a whole
A
series.
whole series.
How many weeks,
A whole
right?
series.
Exactly.
So-
We teach us, so we're gonna say 6 weeks running. 6
I got 9 for you.
6 weeks cheating curriculum.
6 weeks cheating
We're
curriculum.
not giving them
Download
all.
it.
Syllabi.
You can download it in the comments.
In the comments.
Okay, so while I'm not gonna tell my dating disaster from this weekend, like I said, it got pulled together. Anyways, we had fun, just not what we expected to be the fun. But I met a new friend or whatever, like a new girlfriend. And I was telling her, about my show. So she gave me my dating disaster story for today. So I'm gonna tell one of her stories. Okay.
Okay.
So it was my homegirl's birthday.
Uh-huh.
And she had decided that she didn't want to do anything for her birthday. She actually went to work but I can't remember where she met the guy. Maybe they were like they had a lot of mutual friends or something. And he had asked, like, your birthday's coming up. What you gonna do? She was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay at the house. He's like, nah, it's your birthday. You got to do something. Let me take you out, show you a good time for your birthday. So she's like, oh, okay, that's sweet. He wants to take me somewhere for my birthday. Man, they're not dating. This would be like a weird, awkward first date, but it's my birthday type situation. Yeah. So she doesn't live here in the city. She lives in a much larger city. But she said they were driving in the direction they were driving. She was like, there's nothing this way that he could possibly be taking me for this nice birthday dinner. Yeah. So she was like, I didn't want, but she's trying to have faith. She don't know him. She don't know if this is about to be like a ID channel, Discovery ID or what. She didn't know she was going. Anyway, so he took the long way and he ended up taking her to Applebee's, right? So
2 for $5 Long Island.
So
and he had to keep driving until the time.
Keep driving.
He took on the scenic route to Applebee's. Listen, guys, listen.
So they get to Applebee's and she's like, I'm gonna make the best of it, whatever. Now, man, she's dressed up too, because he's like, if somebody comes to you and it's your birthday, and you say you gonna stay at home and say, nah, I'm trying to show you what a birthday's supposed to be like, you're not imagining Applebee's. You know what I'm saying?
What? Beggars can't be true. Beggars can't be choosy, bro.
She didn't beg though.
I ain't saying no beg. She chose.
She
chose that.
He begged her and then took her anyway. So
she probably had all
just
types
let me
of
take
options.
so they at Applebee's. They order appetizer. You want something to drink? She's like, yes, you want something to drink? She's drinking. They drinking. They went on what I guess was like karaoke night or something like that. So
nice, smart,
different.
Karaoke night. That's
in
smart.
Applebee's. It's not here.
Let's keep going.
So she was like, okay, it's time. She was like, I need another drink. And he was like, nah, we can't get another drink. That's not in the budget.
It's not in the budget.
So she's heated again because she's like, okay, it took me to Applebee's. And then now I could only get one drink on my birthday. So she was like, that's fine. She was like, I want another drink, and then whatever he's drinking, this is on me. This is I'm gonna pick up his part of the tab. That was nice.
Really, Liz?
Dude,
don't be modest.
Dude had a complete. I was gonna say, dude had a complete and utter attitude. He was heated that she decided to pay for some more drinks.
He was mad.
The more mad that he got, the more mad that he got, the more angry that he got, the more drinks she ordered. Because it was her birthday.
Right. One time.
So and then she said she kept telling him, hey, you need to get one of these shots because you need to loosen up. Like,
we have a ball for my birthday.
He was drinking, but
he was on a budget.
How you gonna be mad and still drink the drink though?
But he could
that's what y'all do.
Put that in Lamb's turn.
That's what. Anyways, so long story short, it was the longest, most awkward ride home. She said it was one of the worst birthdays she ever had. And needless to say, dude didn't get a second date. But
not at all.
So he didn't even get a chance to cheat on him.
Nah, he didn't even get a chance. He didn't get a chance to cheat on her because he was cheating himself, taking her to.
My question is, who was she cheating on him, or who was she cheating with? Like, she was cheating on somebody else with him.
Nah.
Yeah, she was. Cause look, it's a random dude. She had options on her birthday. Come on, y'all know y'all got options on your birthday. This dude, he came out of nowhere. She thought it was about to. She cheated. Women have options. What are you talking about?
That doesn't even make sense, Lance. No.
How?
I agree with the women having options.
We might have options, but
that don't mean she was automatically.
She was automatically cheating. That's what I'm talking about. She wasn't.
Saying some nigga out there was mad that she was at Applebee's. Tell you that.
I know.
All I'm saying is, if this my, that's what I'm saying.
Dress.
She got on a nice dress, heels. She done got her makeup done.
You gotta put Dove. You gotta put Dove before Applebee's.
They still got crumbs in their car.
So you went to the Applebee's.
Okay. So next, that's my dating disaster.
That was a good one.
In a few weeks, I'll talk about my weekend.
You still healing?
Well, I'm still healing. It's too fresh. It's gonna cut too deep. Anyways, okay. So, I told you all last week that I'm gonna start another segment. It's called "Don't Ask Facebook."
Yes.
So this is the don't. People always getting advice. So anytime I see people giving out horrible advice on Facebook, I'm gonna bring it back to my show so we can talk about it. This has to do with what the whole topic of today is. So there's this guy. He's been dating woman 15 plus years. They're married now. It says she gained like 60 pounds. So dude is like, he's not attracted.
You gotta add the sound effects.
He got extra sound effects. So he's not attracted to her at all anymore, is what he's saying. And he cheats, basically. Now, his justification is he'd been talking to her about it. She hadn't made any changes so that she could be working towards losing the weight. But anyways, he cheats on her. The question on Facebook was, is he right or is he wrong for cheating on her, since he's been having this discussion with her about losing weight?
He's wrong.
Don't. Oh,
He's
you're
wrong.
right.
You know he's wrong.
He's wrong.
Y'all
not
better
wrong,
say
but
that
He's
too.
dead wrong.
But he's not wrong. He's not. You have the conversation with something you want to fix. The body thing is a different. You can't just be like, oh, you ain't lost weight in 6 months. It's hard. Like,
It's hard.
it's not
Exactly.
He's wrong.
But he's
why
wrong.
Can't we
He's
just
wrong
cut
because,
when you take vows? Like, it's different. It's a difference. Like, if we're dating, if we're together. We can just. No, he's married, right?
No.
They're married.
They're married?
Yeah, they're married.
So they're 15, 20 years in this thing.
Okay, you didn't add into 15, 20 years, but
It was 15 years.
It was 15 years. Okay,
15. But he's wrong.
No.
He took
15
those vows.
years married.
When you take those vows, man.
I know.
15 years married.
Thin, thick, fat. We
Richard
in this.
Kapoor,
Right.
we in this.
Like,
unless I go
I mean,
here
though.
and I
what do you
ask to
mean?
get
What
a
it mean?
divorce.
Let's strap it up and let's go on to the bridge and let's
Yeah.
run in 60 pounds off. Don't you
Yeah.
go cheating?
Or you gonna have another
Wrong. We married.
as
Go
example.
do what you gotta do. Just remember, we got bills due next month. Like, if we married, I don't care what you do. Go. Like, she shouldn't. That's y'all. That's what.
So like, what we at? I mean, was he wrong or was he not wrong?
He's not wrong if you're married.
He's
For
not wrong for cheating.
If he's married,
Oh man.
there's no cheating
Okay,
in
hold on,
marriage.
wait a minute. Okay,
There's no cheating marriage.
okay, we'll get on that.
What y'all
We'll
want?
get on
There's
that.
no cheating.
He-
in
he
marriage.
Y'all want
already-
what y'all grandma and granddad had, but y'all ain't willing to go through what grandma and granddad had to go through. That nigga's gonna cheat and she's gonna cheat too, and then they still gonna be married.
But what's
if you ain't getting in it for that,
but
No.
to me, you take those vows. You take those vows to say that I am committing to you.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Right.
Like, because when you the reality
Lance,
is
I'm
when you-
committing my bills. I'm committing my money. I'm committing my
No,
time.
but I
I'm
have to
committing
commit-
my.
I'm
like,
kidding.
I have to
sanity.
I'm
commit my-
committing me.
I'm committing me.
Y'all get out of here. What?
Where we
You don't
going?
own
Take
nobody.
us.
What you possession
So
is
what
toxic.
you
Possession
spend the
is
money
toxic.
for? So
Possession is
you spend the money.
Possession. We
to-
talking about human flesh. Like she got 6 pounds that she can't get rid of. So you just gonna go out here and step out on her?
Okay, let me
Am
play
I giving
devil's
a
advocate.
divorce?
He
Am
ain't
I
wrong.
like giving up?
Are you
Am I giving-
I so missed it.
So you one of those?
What did you say?
I
He
said, let
said
me
he
play
ain't
devil's
wrong.
advocate. He ain't wrong.
He's playing devil's advocate.
If I'm still putting everything into the relationship, if I'm still putting everything,
Hold
into
on,
the
I don't know if you want to cheat or
Hold
not.
on.
No, but he's dead wrong.
Okay, because everybody, I'm reading people's comments. He's
Let's-
dead wrong.
He's dead wrong.
He's dead. Somebody he's dead
Wrong.
That's why ain't none of y'all married though. And ain't none of y'all married. I mean,
If
like,
you
but-
want
Have you-
But I
If
like
you
your one
want to call
comment
and
though.
talk
Big girls
bad
need love too, and I
to
agree with
Lance,
that.
look at the
Come
look
on.
at the numbers up there. What is it?
502 384
384
6483.
6483 502
He's dead wrong.
384 6483 if you want to call and talk.
She should go for somebody that like her 60 pounds. I bet you it's a dude out here, and I bet you she finds somebody that like her 60 pounds. He gonna be real attentive then.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm saying,
But she gotta
why
go find
spend this
somebody?
money? Like, why am I gonna spend this money to marry you? Invite all of these people.
Spend this money. What about what
no,
it's
I'm
about?
saying like
A soulmate.
no, I'm saying like when you get married, unless you go to the courthouse, which most women, the ideal wedding is that we do it in the church and we have a nice reception and it's all of these
Not me,
bells
but
and
okay.
whistles that cost men money.
Okay, so I didn't get So what y'all ultimate answer? What?
Is he right or is he right or wrong?
He's wrong. I say
Okay,
he's
let's
wrong.
leave it at that. Like, cause y'all
I
crazy.
say it's not right or wrong. It's too gray. It's a gray area.
Okay, so and I'm gonna
He ain't
say
right, he ain't wrong.
this nigga's dead ass wrong.
He's dead wrong.
He's
Like,
dead ass wrong because he's married for one, so that's a whole different ball
yeah,
game.
come on.
That's a different level of commitment.
Possession.
Now we have possession.
That's what
okay,
it is.
I can't wait to get into this.
Okay,
I can't
so
wait.
so segue. So we talked about this Facebook story. So my first question is, what is cheating? What does that mean?
Well, I think in relationships, I think that communication is important. I think we've kind of brought that up every episode. That communication is important. I think that that's something that needs to be put out on the table. Like, what do you consider cheating? Because what I consider cheating may not be what the next woman consider cheating.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm one of those people, physical, emotional, all of that, that's outside of me. You are cheating. You're cheating. Because I'm not doing all of that. Like, I'm sorry. Come on, fix y'all's face. Are you?
I know. I'm with you.
I want to hear whatever.
Come on with it then.
So what is cheating?
Mine's really epic. Mine's just go.
Now you should probably go first. Lance, second.
I say anything physical or emotional. Now, like the emotional part, like I take serious because, like, once you make an emotional connection with someone, like you're not getting that other party back. So I say, like, kissing to me, like to some people, to a degree, it's like, oh, it's just a kiss, but like kissing is intimate to me,
Right?
because like we're in each other's space. Like you can have sex with anyone, like we can go at it, go our separate ways, but when you kiss, that's intimate. You sharing
Sex isn't intimate, but kissing is.
These
I
days,
kind of agree with him.
Okay.
Though.
I'm not a
These
kisser.
days-
I'm not a kisser, but sex
these
and intimacy.
days-
Hold on. I agree with him on the intimacy part because
Yeah.
people, a lot of, I don't know why. I feel like people nowadays you can have sex a lot with somebody. Doesn't mean you're kissing them a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I
It's a
kiss
different type
you,
of connection.
if I kiss you, like that is.
But if we're not kissing, then I'm not having sex. So that's my thing, I guess. So that's my
If you're not kissing, then you're not having sex.
kissing is intimacy to me. So what I'm saying is, if I'm not intimate with you, then we're not having sex.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like that kiss to me, like that seals fate. Like
I get it.
The face, we looking at each other in the eye. That's cheating. That's cheating to me.
But you can have sex.
Because sex,
cheating is what.
Sex isn't cheating,
So-
but kissing is. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah.
the cheating definition of cheating. What happened when somebody is playing a game? All right, it is something that one player does to get an advantage over the other opponents. In a relationship, it's not a game. There is no opponent. There is no players. We both trying to win. I can't win over you. You can't win over me.
Okay.
So there is no cheating if we treat it like a game. All y'all in these game relationships, that's why y'all got all this cheating.
a coach once told me, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Oh, that's a terrible coach. But anyway, I mean,
Right.
beyond that, like,
Elementary, middle, or high school.
I mean, who's winning?
College.
Who's winning? You get in a relationship, it's somebody. So, and then what is cheating? I could use Scope, and you could use Crest, and I use Crest one day, and you like, or I use, like, oh my God, I can't believe you used another
knew it.
toothpaste.
I know
You
it.
gonna use another toothpaste over my toothpaste? What's wrong with my toothpaste?
No. Let's talk
Maybe he
about
wanted to send me flavor. Maybe he wanted extra strength calcium or something real quick. He's coming back to the Crest.
Somebody in the comments gotta help me because I'm so confused right now. Because we are talking about toothpaste. Y'all know I'm having a day today.
I know
It's
you
hard
have
for
a
me.
moment.
Y'all
But
know
right,
today.
to clear up what I
Okay,
said,
look.
I did not say that sex isn't cheating. I'm saying that, like, if we kiss and we have sex, like you kiss, that's intimate. You take it to sex, like you gone. Like if somebody's just having sex, like to some people in their mind these days, sex is just sex. Like I get mine, you get yours, we go our separate ways.
I got you, but yeah, I don't got you. I got you. I hear you, but I don't.
You hear him, but you don't agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so do people cheat? So I think I'm looking at the Facebook comments. So some people were talking about, like with the other story that I told, he didn't cheat because she gained weight. He cheated for other reasons. So what are the reasons you feel like people cheat? That's the first part of the question. And then the second part is, do you think there are different levels of infidelity? So is there some forms where you're talking about like all the different forms of cheating? Are they all on equal playing field, or one more dire than the other form?
I think that I don't know. I've gone through so much. So I mean, different things have hurt me more than other things. But I mean, to me, cheating is cheating because I've never cheated.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? Cheating is cheating to me. No, to me, I know that one thing may have hurt more than the other, but still, it's still cheating. But I think it's level to all things. You know what I mean? So when you go from, you are writing back and forth with a person on Facebook versus, you done met up and you all are having sex, then that's obviously different. But to me, cheating is cheating. You shouldn't be doing either one of them if we are in a committed relationship.
Somebody said that too. Cheating is cheating.
Yeah.
Cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating.
Okay, so what? So you are saying you agree with that? There's no matter what you're doing, it's cheating. So let me say this. So I know around Derby time, I always am putting something up like it's so nice to see all the husbands out with their wives, because I honestly feel like Derby the only time a lot of these husbands go out with their wives. Do you think that that's the truth? That's my truth. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just telling you, I get a lot of shots from people who's married. You know what I'm trying to say? So, do you think that if it came off wrong, that's not how I wanted to come across. But do you think that, so like a married man making conversation on Facebook or on Snapchat, is that cheating? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, because I know one in particular, which I ain't gonna say no names or nothing.
You bet not, don't you?
Nah, I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want no smoke. My body's made for love and not hit.
Now y'all fighting.
Are you married?
I know one for sure that like is always I see under various posts.
One is in a person?
As a person.
Female, male, female.
A male that's always under posts.
Oh, okay.
And I think that it's wrong, like especially when your significant other can see this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So personally, I think that you should refrain from anything that makes yourself look guilty to begin with.
That's a good word. I agree with that.
Lance.
Y'all talking about a whole nother level. Like y'all are talking about a monogamous, like everybody's on this one thought pattern of monogamy and like marriage, and you go out and just the same thing that like European like traits and society has taught us, and like nobody else is on another level. Like, relationships don't have to be like that. And then somebody said on here, lack of self-control. People is lack of self-control. That's crazy that you say that, because like if I like ice cream, do I got a lack of self-control if I get tired of chocolate ice cream and want some strawberry ice cream? I mean, I'm coming back to chocolate ice cream. I love chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream is my favorite ice cream.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
Strawberry ice cream is going to take years off your life and lead you with burnt up clothes and nowhere to lay your head, then you should stay away from strawberry ice cream.
I don't want that chocolate ice cream. I don't even want that chocolate ice cream. I'm good on that. I'll take yogurt or something. I don't want no crazy ice cream. Like the fact that that's acceptable, we just like okay with that. Does that not show y'all that possession is the most toxic thing that you can have in a relationship? If you think you own somebody's body to the point where they can do something else with it, and you got the right to hurt them or hurt their property, and you think like this is all fun, this is all good, this is what we see on reality TV, that's a terrible reality. It's a toxic reality.
So I think that kind of leads to just the idea of. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So I mean, are you more leaning toward like open?
Okay, so
or I mean,
polyamorous, all right, is the word.
Okay,
right? Polyamorous is the word. All right.
Okay.
And go
like
ahead.
that HBO show, Big Love.
I'm scared of
or
I mean,
like polygamy,
no, not like Big Love, or there's different forms of right. So polygamy is marriage.
Okay.
Polygamy,
that's what Big
marriage,
Love was.
that's polygamy,
right?
Right. Polygyny is when it's a man can have multiple wives and women can't have any. And there's polyandria when women can have multiple husbands, but men can't have multiple wives, right?
Okay.
And then that's just polygamy. Hold on, that's just polygamy.
Okay.
Polyamory, all right? Multiple love, amor, love, right? So that's the second level. And then there's fidelity, and that means you have multiple partners, but you're monogamous with each, and they're monogamous with you.
So you just out here living your best life.
I was with you to the last one because I don't understand it. So you're faithful.
Live my best life.
I mean, goodness.
You're faithful to multiple people.
You're faithful to so does that mean that you have to be open and honest with what you're doing with each person, basically, right?
Yep.
Right? I mean, am I understanding it correctly?
Right. It's a conversation between all parties, everybody involved.
So we're all understanding that we're in this
amorous.
And we're all subjected to this STD.
I mean, okay. I feel like if you I feel like if you go on that far, then everybody's clean.
You having I was about to say, if
you know what I'm saying? If everybody
get to that level, then you already know.
Well, you're right. But hold on, wait a minute, because I don't want to get into. So, did you research this? Like,
yes.
So, is that what you're practicing?
Yes.
Which one? The last one.
Polyamory.
You are practicing
polyamory to get to polyfidelity.
Okay, so polyfidelity.
I don't understand the polyfidelity. It doesn't make sense to me.
Like dictionary.
Yeah, it don't make.
Explain what you're going toward. Tell me one more time, so we are all on the same.
Polyamorous going to polyfidelity. So, like, imagine African cultures. In African cultures, right? They practice polygamy and polyandry, but like, it's a. What? He said spell it.
Somebody said spell it.
Polyfidelity. POLYFIDELITE. I mean, why? Polyamory. Don't play with me. I've researched that.
No, I agree. I'm sure you did.
So the last one,
polyfidelity.
It's polyamorous. Monogamy plus other people are involved. So, me and my girlfriend, we are monogamous, and we each have one person that we sleep with, and only one person that we sleep with, and that is the person that we are monogamous with.
So it's
but you can have love.
A half open relationship. Not
open.
really.
So you can have love from
open relationship.
It's polyfidelity, not open, closed. Stop saying open relationship.
I'm trying to give
fidelity.
I'm trying to give people something to equate it.
They don't know. Y'all read books and stop getting in relationships and just being cool with what you've learned in these princess and fairy tale Disney movies. That's not the relationships. That's not a real relationship. It's not.
Hold on, my friend Cece gonna say, as long as my man don't poly try me, so I don't have to poly whoop his ass.
Then we good.
I'm not with none of the polys neither. Let me tell you why. I'm too jealous.
Possession's toxic.
I'm too jealous. I just want to love on one person real strong for the rest of my life
and just build a dope life together.
That's me. But I'm
have a child.
Not necessarily that.
Adult
no,
I
can't have multiple.
No, not necessarily have a child because that's not real. No, I don't. That's not.
I'm saying that's what relationship. Y'all want that relationship to just. You want that one person to love on and control and tell what to do and make sure they're like.
No, we don't. I
don't see that it's having that one person to control. Like I'm actually on the opposite end of that. I think that having that healthy relationship with that one person is healthy for you. Like that's just me. I'm on like poly just remind me too much of my algebra class in high school. It's just geometry. It just.
What grade you get?
What did I get? Well, after I turned in a couple tissue boxes and some
got
rulers,
multiple answers. So if you didn't get it this way, but I got it this way.
I got it this way.
Okay, so kind of like this was one of my questions. I didn't know about this polyfidelity thing until
I can't wait to
said it.
You with it?
Hell no, I'm not with it. And anyone who's dated me knows I'm not. I'm too jealous.
So do you scratch people's cars up and stuff like after they cheated? After they cheated, have you ever like
Craziest thing I've ever
bust
done.
your windows out your car.
I've had many of. I haven't really busted anybody's windows out, but do I do crazy shit when somebody? Absolutely. I am throw all the clothes out in the middle of the yard, bleach them. Hold on.
You wait till
these were in my younger future husband. If you're watching this,
she gonna do the same.
She gonna do the same thing to you.
What you mean?
Future husband, if you are currently watching this episode, this was in my younger days.
The worst thing I've ever had happen to me was I had my phone password changed by my son's mom. Like,
I'm suspending lines. I'm not doing.
Yeah,
I'm doing all.
I'm not the correct person. I'm one of those people where and I guess isn't as I've gotten older. My fallback game was just so strong. Like I'm not with it. Like I'm gonna fall back. That's it. Like it ain't. It's just it. My cutoff game is very strong, and you can look at Lance all you want, but I'm talking, so you can look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Okay, so I'm saying like that's it. I've never done any of that. Like mess up anyone's clothes. Like I've not done any of that.
See,
mess up anyone's car.
I guess that's why too, because that was one of my questions I was going to ask. Was like, have you cheated before? I've never cheated on anybody before. So when I'm all in, I'm all in.
Right.
And it's more so when I find out somebody's been deceitful, and I'm also people who know I'm an open dialogue. Like you will never have to guess how I feel about you in any given moment because I'm gonna tell you. Right. If you upset me, I'm gonna tell you I'm upset. If you make me happy, then I'm gonna tell you I'm happy. And so I feel like when someone's unhappy and they cheat, you've just completely, especially publicly, but you have completely disrespected me. And then I might have a little moment. That's a little moment where I did half of what I wanted to do. And then I got a call and get okay from my mom or somebody for the second half of the crazy. For real, my mom, she's watching. That's what made me think of it. But my mom and them know she'll call me and be like, Ashley, just leave. Just leave, Ashley. Just leave. I'm like, no, I'm upset right now. I'm throwing stuff like
I know about commitment. Tina,
I think
I know exactly what commitment
so
is.
You done got spell it and that commitment.
They going hard. They going hard. That's fine. That's fine. I know exactly what. I know exactly what commitment is, man. And if y'all knew what commitment was, y'all wouldn't be tripping over y'all people stepping out.
They don't even want you to get Polynesian sauce.
They sound like they're gonna get poly felonies with their reactions.
Yeah, with their reactions.
Multiple felonies. That's what it sounds like.
Now you trying to put me in jail because
I'm
emotionally.
Hey,
we right here,
sir, officer. I asked her not to mess with my stuff,
and she did it
anyway. Officer.
Oh! Funniest story about that. Did you which you probably already know. This is off subject a little bit. So, me and the guy was living together. I was putting him out, or he was getting put. I can't remember. Something. He was leaving. He called the police in an attempt to retrieve all the things that was his, like, because I was letting him leave with a PlayStation, nothing like that. Because I'm like, that's mine, So police gets there. Yeah, I did. Okay.
If you bought it in the shows, keep going.
It was a gift when I bought it, but I did buy it.
Oh, he bought, so he's Jody. He's Jody.
I bought it.
Okay.
Anyways, police get there. He's taking okay, basically my whole point is I didn't realize the police will not let you take anything that is not they can readily identify that it's yours. So like clothes, shoes, like that, anything else. Like he had lamps. I was just being petty. He had lamps he wanted to take, and I was like, "That's my lamp." And they was like, "Sir, you can't take the lamp because she said it's her lamp."
It's a cold
he literally,
it's a dirty world. He was laughing like we think this is hilarious. It's not funny.
Oh, but when Polly come and play, y'all were laughing. Polly came and play, y'all weren't laughing. Now y'all laughing because she keeps.
Anyways, I just thought it was funny because he literally only ended up leaving with his clothes and his shoes, because I said everything else in that house was mine.
Hey, but you know what though? When I leave, like I gotta completely perjure you. So like, only thing I want is my clothes and my shoes. I don't want half of this couch.
Well, the
I don't
only
want this table. I don't want anything that's gonna remind me of you.
Tina, hurt people. That's true. But what do healed people do? Are there any healed people? Have you ever seen a relationship with two healed people? I think not.
Okay, so I'm in the comments. Everybody has something to say. Don't forget. Okay, here's the number because somebody else asked for the number. The number is 502-384-6483. So it's 502-384-6483. Yeah, y'all can call. Y'all can say something.
Lance, they gon'
You can
they
say
gonna
something
hit your
to
line.
They can't wait.
They don't
But
know.
it's all right.
They ain't never met a more informed brother as myself.
Well, call and say something to Lynn.
They gon'
Oh,
they gonna show you
They
love.
ready for you.
Hey, it's either.
No,
Oh,
it's,
this is Steve. Hey, Steve, come on. Hey, Steve.
Oh, what's up, baby girl? Your favorite boy is back. Oh, who we got on here today? Sequoia. Oh my goodness, girl, you always looking good. Oh
Thank
shit, we got Bob Marley's cousin here. You know, we're looking like blue band dreads and shit. Oh man, we gotta eat this thing in blue. Damn, boy, you look smart. What you was a nuclear engineer or some shit? Figuring out calculus and shit. You know what I'm saying? Drawing out neural pathways. Oh man, what y'all trying to hear
Come on,
about today?
Steve. What's up?
We
What you
talking
got?
about- We talking about cheating.
Oh man, I wrote the book on this. My disciples be calling me Darth Niggerous. Girl, what you want to know about cheating?
Why do men cheat, Steve?
You know what I'm saying? It depends on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes, girl ain't giving it to them right. You know what I'm saying? They adventurous. Some dudes, you know what I'm saying? They high functioning gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? They got to, have multiple women to keep themselves entertained.
To keep themselves entertained.
So you just
Yeah.
whole poly talk.
So let me hold on. Here's my last follow-up question. Do all the women that you cheating with, do they all get to go to Paris with you, Steve? Or is that only the men?
Hey, girl, it depends. You know what I'm saying? The ones that be acting right, you know what I'm saying?
Paris,
just this
Kentucky.
last weekend, I was in Turks and Caicos, one of them.
You was in Turks and Caicos. Where's Turks
Oh,
and
yeah.
Caicos? Steve.
Oh, girl, somewhere in the Caribbean. Google that shit.
Hi, Steve.
Bye, silly. Talk to you next week.
Do he really take his girls to Paris?
No, we ain't taking them.
Oh, Paris, Kentucky.
Yeah.
right up the road.
You ain't taking them neither
Or
one.
not even there.
Google
He's
it.
keeping them in Evansville, Indiana, where he's
Evansville,
from.
Indiana?
Yeah.
That's where Honey Boo Boo live.
I don't know.
There you
Look,
go.
okay, so I was watching a show this weekend. I have no clue what the name of it is, but it's the new T.I. and Tiny show with their friends on it. So I
Family
only
Hustle.
watched it. What's called Family Hustle. Okay, so I only watched it. Hold on, there's somebody else calling. It's probably for Lance. Oh, pick us up. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, everybody. So I don't want to take a lot of time, but I have two questions for Lance. In your poly relationship, is the other person that you and your mate have sex with, is it a woman?
Yeah.
So the problem that I have with poly relationships is that men who tend to be in polyamorous relationships have a problem with being in polyandry relationships. And a polyandry relationship is when the woman is dom and she has multiple men that serve her.
Totally agree.
And so I think that polyamorous relationships for men are quite selfish because you want to be able to share yourself with multiple women. But if you had to choose to be with one woman and she share herself with multiple men, you're not with that.
Are you? Is
Facts,
that? Are
facts.
you?
And
Okay.
that's and I swear to God, you are so right. And so many men out here claiming polyamory and ain't really about that life. They don't know nothing about it. And furthermore, they more possessive than most women when it comes to it. So when you practice polyamory, you have to be okay. Listen, my partner, my yang is what I call her. She can go do that. Please go do that. Come back with a smile on your face. Remember that we still got bills to pay. We still got a car note. We still got kids to raise. Like, I'm not worried about you sliding and doing what you're doing as long as you ain't leaving the things that we have built together. So that personally, that's me. But I totally understand where you're coming from about brothers trying to claim that, but it really ain't about that life. I totally get that.
And then my other comment is for when it comes to cheating, I hope it's not an echo.
No,
And this is Josie calling you from Atlanta. So we got some coverage. But the other thing is, somebody asked, what is cheating? And I think cheating is a characteristic flaw that people have who are selfish. It's not about what you want. It's not about what you like. It's not about inconvenience. It's about the fact that what you want in that moment, you feel takes precedence over the other person's feelings, hurt, or anything else that they may experience from their actions. It's a character flaw. people who cheat, steal, people who steal lie. And if you have to cheat, you have to be able to maintain your lies. A liar is character flaw.
Right.
So people who cheat are just fucked up individuals. There's no justification to your cheating. You're just a terrible person.
I agree.
So my response back to that would be like, there are multifacets to being a terrible person. Like, cheating doesn't deem you to being a terrible person. Like, you can't just categorize somebody as a terrible person because they cheated, because people view character in different ways. I mean, that's how I would respond to that.
Thank you, Joe.
But I'm not damning you to hell because you cheat. But there are things that people who have great characteristics, who are considered great people, have a certain list of character traits that they possess.
How do we know?
People who are considered bad people also have a list.
How do we know?
How do we know?
How do we know what people's character really is?
From what they exhibit. What do you mean?
I mean, but it's people who cheat and it hasn't been exhibited yet.
What?
No, I mean,
You because I feel like you're one dimensionalizing. It's like, you cheat, bad character. That's not true.
No, I didn't say if you cheat you have bad character. I said cheating is a character flaw.
Okay.
Flaw.
Right. No,
And
she
I
said
But it's a negative character flaw because it also has to. It's a tie to additional things.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, when I think that you're saying, what you're saying is that sometimes when people cheat, that you don't know, so it hasn't been exhibited for people to see. However, you got to think that character traits are not just extrinsic; they're intrinsic. So you have to be able,
Exactly.
right? You have to be able to it's you. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't come one with who you are, then that's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what she's saying. You're welcome, baby.
Thank you so much for calling.
Bye, honey.
You all have a wonderful day.
You too, baby. But he said, "What Polly is she?"
Okay. Thanks, Chelsea girl, for calling. Okay, so before she called, I think somebody else is about to call. But I was talking about the T.I. and Tiny thing. So basically, T.I. told Tiny, "You're not mad." Okay, so basically a video came out where they were backstage, and it was another young actress from another popular show. She's in the green room or whatever with him, and you see T.I. like slap on her ass, pull her in, kiss her like on her neck and stuff, like some old flirtation type stuff.
Sound like some old
So yeah,
non-consent thing.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was a video. Somebody literally videotaped it through the crack of the door, and of course now the whole world knows he's backstage slapping ass, kissing girls on the neck.
See, that's the problem with these phones.
Okay, but you shouldn't be doing it anyways.
You shouldn't have, but
I mean, doing it anyway.
People literally have the ability to be a reporter within seconds. So put them damn phones down, man. Like,
I'm quick to I'm not gonna lie. I'm quick to see if one of my homegirls is dating somebody and I see him out with a chick and they out. I'm quick to act like
you can tell him I sent it. You can tell him
and I'm taking a picture and sending it real quick. Anyway, real quick. But okay, so
call me J. Cordell.
The T.I. made the comment basically that Tiny wasn't mad at the act. She wasn't mad at what he did. He kind of hinted to the fact that she knows what it is. Like, he does his thing. What she was mad about was the fact that everybody else saw what he was doing, and it embarrassed her. So then that's my question. Do you think more women are okay with dealing, or men too? Are people more willing to have their own set of rules behind closed doors as long as other people don't find out about it? You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, the open relationship, or even what you're talking about with the, which I know it's a different set of rules, but I'm saying more people probably, even if people are entertained or they are attracted to what you're talking about, some people will not go that way because of what societal stigmas or something could come behind that. So anyways, do you think when it comes to cheating, infidelity, is it more of public cheating or private cheating? Which one you think is worse?
I think public. I think public. I'm sorry.
I mean,
or do you think it's? You can say it's
I
the
think
same.
it's the same because I mean, my thing is it's just that feeling that you get where your heart just drops down to your feet. That's it. That's what I hang on to. Not really about what anyone else knows, but it's just that feeling that you have in that moment.
If you don't know,
It's-
you good, right?
it's
As
mine.
long as you don't know.
No, I'm not good.
Hey, Auntie.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey,
So I just have a couple comments. I would say in terms of cheating, I would say this, that we're in a time where, at least for women are absolutely way more liberated than they were 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Women are tapping into their sexuality in a way that women hadn't always done that. And what we're finding out is that the appetite that women have in terms of sex is very similar to that of a man, right? And so now you actually do have more women that cheat. But as it pertains to cheating is about breaking a rule. And so the rule is whatever you and the person that you with set, right? And I think that now we're in a space where people really can break the tradition of what marriage is or break the tradition of what going together is. Before we weren't defining what it is, we were going off of tradition. So I think if it works, it works. But everybody got to know what it is. And Mr. Lance G. Newman, I know you, brother, and you know me. So I don't know if my friend knows she in that relationship. Me and her gonna have a conversation about it. But I do agree that don't get me wrong, I don't hate on polyamorous relationships at all. But I do think everybody involved got to be with it. Mm-hmm. You can't just have one person or two. But if everybody involved ain't clear, then it ain't what you're calling it. It's something else. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I'm out, y'all.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Damn, she just cut deep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that was a lot. Y'all got any follow-ups to what my lovely auntie said? Go.
She's right. She's totally right. And have the conversation. Your friend knows exactly what you got into. I don't get into relationships where this isn't plain and simple and said at the very beginning. And everybody has an option to opt out. Everybody, you don't have to be in this relationship. I'm not about to corral you with lies. That's what baby girl was talking about. Like she was saying, if you lying to get in a relationship, then when you cheat, that's even worse. You was lying from jump. That's not who you was. Now, if you was honest from jump, then I can't say nothing about that. And the relationships that I get into, auntie, all those, we have those conversations. So I can't wait to have a conversation.
Another one.
One.
All right.
Once a month.
Okay.
You have to keep revisiting.
Yeah, man. It's not an easy thing, man. We are trained to be in a certain type of relationship, and it's not realistic.
Like what she said about when we look at relationships, we think about tradition, and women are now more liberated and empowered, especially in this climate now more than ever. So I think that the honesty part is crucial. It's crucial. It's crucial.
Communication. I think it's communication. It is very important.
So did y'all ever really? I think I asked the question, but I don't remember. Did you all say why people or why you think people cheat? I know we said different reasons, but why?
I have, and I think part of the reason why I did it is because a part of me was empty. There was a large part of a void that if I bring this to you, you're not
be receptive,
being receptive to my concerns, or you just when I'm in a room with you, I feel like you're not there. So in large part, I felt the void, which is why I did what I did.
I'm nervous, but you can answer. Oh God, auntie. Hey, auntie.
Hey, love.
Hi.
I'm really calling in because I didn't appreciate Lance keep saying my name when he had all the comments on this call right now. But all I'm going to say is relationship is between two people. When you got all them extra people, you got a community. And I can't remember what the other guy's name was. That's when you get diseases and stuff. So he can poly all he wants, and if his girlfriend likes it and he loves it, to each his own. But I don't recommend it. I just feel like Lance owes me an apology to keep on saying my name on y'all
I'm
in
so
regards
sorry.
to my comment and nobody else.
I'm so sorry, Miss Tina.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, love you guys. I'm enjoying the show. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.
Thank you.
All right.
So I told you all I've never cheated before, right? Which
You
people
can't
don't
just
believe.
getting a warrant though. Cause people stuff.
Oh, you said getting a warrant?
Getting a warrant.
Because they be knowing they deserve all the crazy stuff that I do.
Bleaching clothes.
I ain't
deserve
never had
everything that's coming.
police on me neither, but I definitely
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, they deserve
I just
it.
can't believe Sequoia ain't never bleached no clothes or nothing.
She's not that type.
No.
I believe it. When she says it, I believe it.
So now I just look like I'm the crazy
You
type.
crazy, sis.
How
It's
you
okay.
crazy?
I own it. And I'm
Oh,
like,
whoa.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Colorism, and I bring it in. I bring in the colorism. No, keep going. You was about to say something though.
I don't forget because I'm offended about
Nah,
being
I'm
light
offended
skinned
too.
and
You
crazy.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Offended.
It's lights making me look.
What was I talking
caramel,
about?
but
Oh, I
I'm
was
brown
talking
skin.
about,
Brown.
I don't remember. Anyways, we wasn't even talking about me doing the crazy stuff. What were we talking about?
You said people.
Why
No,
people
do
cheat?
why do people cheat? And I think people cheat. I think people
Oh,
cheat.
yeah.
Right. And I don't mean. I you know.
Look,
Look. Come on.
Is that Steve?
Oh, that's Steve.
Steve, we can't look. Steve, sorry,
we do not
not
want to
today.
talk about
We love you,
this.
but call us back next week.
Okay, so my thing, it was a couple things I wanted to go back to. I was saying, why do people cheat?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was saying I've never cheated before. However, in retrospect, I wish I would have cheated on several people. But I think that kind of goes to the point of putting, not because I disagree with you completely, but on what you were saying about possession type things. Somebody had brought up like the communication. Sometimes people are in relationships by themselves. They think they're in a relationship, but they're not. I think right now keeps the lines blurred is people are afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations. And so it can't be considered cheating if you aren't in a monogamous relationship. If you haven't had that conversation, you can't assume because dude comes to your house every day or y'all going out of town and y'all talk all the time that means you all are in a monogamous committed relationship. Right. So sometimes you save yourself some of that heartbreak by making sure you keep those lines of communication open. I think I said something before about public, like what T.I. was saying, public versus private cheating. I'm definitely one of those, do not embarrass me in public. That's why I never post who I'm talking to on social media. Every blue moon on Snapchat, you'll see a glance of somebody or who I'm with. But I'm real big on that now just because in 2018, there's speak up or shut up embarrasses people.
Look, I don't
multiple times a day.
No, nobody know unless you see yeah.
If you ain't in speak up or shut up, stay out of it. It's always somebody screenshotting or something like that. But anyways, it keeps drama. So I'm really like particular about who knows who I talk to. Anyway, so public, private, what did y'all say? Public.
Don't make it public. I don't believe in it. Can't be no public drama if the public don't know about your business. So,
I'm all for that. I mean, I think still people still say, "Hey, how's your relationship going?" I'm like, I've been single for 2 years, but okay. But I mean, that's why though, because I keep it between me.
I seen a meme that said, "It's not. I'm not hiding it, but it's not none of your business." So like that's basically what I go by. Like, I'm not hiding it at all. And if you ask me or her, we can have a conversation, but it's none of your business. Like, why are you interested?
Exactly.
Why are you interested? And if you're interested, chances are you want to cheat with a nigga. I mean, go ahead.
I think the biggest mistake we do make is like when we make it public. Like when you make it public, that's an open invitation to whatever the public want to give you: critiques, comments, concerns, suggestions.
Right.
And then we get mad when people offer that. Well, you basically just gave them that permission when you put it out there, like, hey, this is who I'm with.
Right.
And they offer up. So,
I agree. I mean, I think that, we all have choices, but I always tell my children every day, consequences and praises are not choices of ours. You cannot control the consequences that you receive, and you can't control the praises either. So,
but you can control
your actions.
Choices.
You can control your actions.
Okay, so the last few minutes, so we talked about cheating. the different relationships, all that. So let's say,
I think we can go on again next week with this one.
I'm
This
doing
was
another.
pretty deep.
So I got two last parts. My thing is, if you have trust issues, somebody's cheated, you decided to take them back. Do you think that is a salvageable relationship?
I mean, I've not been in a situation where it has been. I mean, okay, salvageable in the mindset of you wanting to salvage it, but is it really salvageable in the long run? Or does it is it reoccurring?
Is it realistic?
You know what I'm saying?
to
Is
think
it
that you
realistic to
can
think?
work
I
it
don't
out?
think so. I've not been in a situation where they've cheated and then they've not cheated again, or they've cheated and then they just have. You know what I mean? They the
Y'all
same
not
person,
gonna change your heart.
right?
me
Like
go.
no,
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Let-
found out. That there is a app, which I don't know if I should.
Oh, shoot.
Dude, I just found out it was an app. I was talking with my little guy friends, and he was saying one of his friends has an app. Girl, I'm trying to give y'all ladies something y'all can look for. Okay, it's an app, but it's a calculator. But the calculator is really an app to hide messages. So look at y'all. If y'all don't never see nothing, but y'all see like 2 calculator apps.
You are ultra.
I just gave y'all a secret that I just found out.
You just gave all the sisters like
thank Emma. Right? We
For
going
the
in.
disclosure, I only got my little Apple iPhone calculator. Just,
I don't touch phones, but okay.
Tonight on Wave 3, 3 men shot after their woman went through their phone and found a calculator app.
after they went through the calculator app.
Right.
So hold on. So I didn't even answer the question. So my answer to the question is no, because after I get you cheated, I am full blown Inspector Gadget at this point, and I am.
Let me go.
I don't want those
at that
type of
point,
issues.
Let me go, because I feel like if you take me back, number one, I'm not gonna forgive myself. Number two, you're not gonna do nothing. But
so then just come clean once you do it.
Like,
and
just
if you feel
once
that
I
way.
do that, let me go.
No, you let you go.
Yeah, let me go.
If
Let
you
me
do
walk,
it,
but let me walk away in one piece though. Like, don't
just
bleach my
so now
clothes
you
or
walk
nothing.
away.
I don't want no
See,
smoke.
yes, I guess
Don't
we
bleach
need to
my
part
clothes.
two.
You wanted smoke. You wanted
You
you didn't
Oh,
want
yeah.
the
I
consequence.
get my choice.
Right.
But I don't even do that no more. Like I just don't. I just don't.
That's what we need to go with. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
No, because once you do it, like you gotta cover up.
We got 3 minutes. Hold on.
Oh, no.
For the guys, because I'm gonna have all ladies next week to discuss the same thing. Do you think? Well, of course. I mean, your situation is completely different than most. My question was: do you think that the types of men that men hang around have an influence on what they think about cheating, what they think about relationships, and all of that?
If they have a father or if they have any male that they've kind of come up under or seen, I guarantee you like 8% of what they learn on how to treat a female comes from that dude. So like my whole ideology came from my dad, and like we can get into that later, but I think definitely not necessarily the men you hang around, but definitely the men you raised around.
I say no, because I think that I never aspired to be like any of my uncles. I didn't want to be a man with multiple women and a whole lot of kids. So I say no.
Okay. No comment.
I
You got
think-
3 minutes. I want you to get your 10 out.
Shoot,
I
what
got 'em.
about y'all? What about y'all?
I don't got 'em.
Is
I ain't got
the
'em.
women that y'all hanging around with, are they conducive to a monogamous relationship or
Good
a
question.
cheating relationship?
I
Cheat?
I just said I've never cheated
I
before.
said I've never
And I
cheated
have-
several times.
and
So
I
we know
have-
you're not a good
Lies.
listener.
Lies.
We know that you're not a
It's
good
lies.
listener.
No,
You don't make
I've
good
never-
choices and you don't
Lies.
listen well.
She's lying.
But I will say this: I keep a good balance of friends.
You got your cheating
I
friend?
got my cheating ass friends, and I got my monogamous
So you
committed
ain't
friends.
never been influenced by none of your cheating ass friends.
No. And I can
Do
say
you,
that because
sis?
most of my friends been living their best life for years, and I was in a full blown relationship.
So we in here with two perfect patties.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. I never
ain't
said I was perfect.
but
I'm not
damn near
perfect.
close. No,
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I've just never cheated. That's not been one thing that I've done before. So
okay, so we gotta go. Next week I'm gonna do part 2 of this, where it'll be all females going in on the fellas. Y'all got any last words y'all want to say?
Hey, I appreciate you guys having us. Let's lift up the two people that lost their lives in Kroger. By the way, we living in crazy times.
Yes.
Love
One
your
was my
neighbors, love
cousin-in-law.
yourself, love God.
November 10th. Don't forget.
November
Soiree
10th.
Saturdays. Be there.
No, November 10th for real. Be there. And then mine is if you like poetry, I host a monthly poetry open mic, or excuse me, a poetry slam at Kentucky Museum for Art and Craft, KMAC. It's on the 13th, so November the 13th. If you guys want to come to the poetry,
I'll be
slam.
there.
Y'all got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Okay. See y'all next week for episode 5.
Hey loves, welcome to Missionary Mack Podcast, where I, along with my homegirls, talk about all things related to love, sex, singleness, self-improvement, and the pursuit of happiness. Each week, we will discuss topics related to young professional women as we relate it to our everyday lives and some of our favorite pop culture, social media, and entertainment influencers. The goal is to help you grow as we continue to work on becoming the best version of ourselves. You can check us out every Tuesday at 7 p.m. at 97thebfm.com. You can call in and discuss with us at 502-384-6483. Let's get into today's episode. Good or not?